This is how you make a demo screen recording, similar to what you can make in the Screen Studio app in DaVinci Resolve. So I'm going to show you how to make a video kind of like this one. This is just a screen recording of two phone simulators running an app I'm working on. And you can see I have a nice gradient on the background, and if I play it, there's a little bit of music. So I'll show you how to make that. First thing you want to do is actually record your media. So on Mac, I use the standard screen record software, which is you can get to by Shift Command 5, and that will open this screen selection editor, and you just click on this record selected portion. And in options, I like to have show mouse clicks as well, because that will record it'll show a little circle around clicks, and you just click record, and when you're done, there'll be a stop button up here that you click to stop, and it will save your recording on the desktop. So once you have that, you're going to open DaVinci Resolve. This is DaVinci Resolve 20, and I'm just going to create a new project. I'm just going to call this Screen Studio 1. Then what you want to do is add your media to the media pool with this button in the top left here. Import media, and import your screen recording. You can change the frame rate if it asks you to. And what you want to do first, just to check if you want to change this, you can go to File and Project Settings, and your resolution here is by default is 1920 by 1080. You can change that if you need to. Like for mobile, you would use vertical resolution, but I'll just leave it as it is. Then drag your recording onto the timeline, and I'll just play it so you can see it's just me clicking around these two phone simulators. Then what you want to do is we'll go to the bottom tab here, the Edit tab, and the first thing that you want to do is mask out this extra stuff. So in my case, I don't want to show people the background code around these windows, so I just want to mask those out. So to do that, you'll click on this Fusion tab in the bottom middle here, and it'll bring up this node editor. And to mask it out, you have these drawing controls right here. So what I'm going to do is use this polygon tool so I can draw these around these weird shapes. So if you click on the polygon tool, it'll pop up this polygon editor. Sometimes it automatically connects itself to the node below, and your screen might look like this. So you can click on that and disconnect it, and that way you can see both the screen and what you're doing. And you're just going to draw around, you're just going to trace around this by clicking. So that's the first click right there, and then I'll click again down here, click again, draw around this rounded edge here. And I'll just do a pretty sloppy job right now just because it's for an example. When you trace around it, and when you're finished, you're going to get this little circle icon by clicking on the first dot, and that attaches it. So that's your first shape, and I want two of them, so I'm just going to click again to create another polygon here, and we're going to trace around the Android phone. So now I've traced around both of them, and then all you need to do is right now I have Polygon 1 connected to Polygon 2, so they're together. And then on this channel here, this output, I'm going to drag it to the blue triangle on media in 1. You can see when I do that, it shows what the mask has done. It masks everything out. And if I go back to the edit page, you'll see the background is now black, and you can see I've got some imperfections on my cropping or my masking. So you can obviously fix that. I'm not going to worry about it for this. But if you want to fix that, go back and just click on these polygons, and you can just add more points by clicking in between the lines and adjusting it so it's more rounded. Another thing you can do is on the right in the inspector here, there's a soft edge. So you can drag that out, and I'll just do it to both polygons. And then if you look again, you can see it softens that up a little bit so it looks a little nicer. So then what we want to do is we want a background. So in order to get the nice gradient background, what we're going to do is go back to the edit tab here, and then click on this wand here, which brings up the effects, and you'll go to generators, and I use this 4-color gradient. So click that and drag it down, and it'll create its own little video track here. And oops. You want to click on the edge here and expand it so it fills the length of the same length as the actual video file. And then what you want to do is right click on the video channel here and say move track down, and that moves it behind the actual the media file. So we're getting there. Next thing we want to do is adjust the gradient. So if I double click on that gradient channel, I can go in the inspector on the right and mess with that a little bit, change the colors, change the center Y. There we have that. And then last thing I want to do is center it a little bit, because you can see it's a little bit too close to the bottom of the frame. So what you want to do is click on your video track, and then go to the inspector, the video tab, the transform section, and then on the position Y, you can move that up and down. So I'll just move it just a little bit up. That seems okay to me. And finally, to really make it pop, just add a little bit of music. So I happen to have some music. I'll go back to this media pool tab, and if I two-finger tap or right-click and do import media, and then I should have some music on here in my downloads. Some Akira the Dawn here. And just drag that into its own track. And then I just want to chop the extra bit off there. So if I click on this blade and then click on the edge there, and then I click on the mouse, and then I can click on that and delete it. I also like to turn the volume down because it's usually pretty loud. So you can adjust that. And just preview it. It's a little skippy when I preview, but it won't do that when I finally render it. Also, what you can do is on the audio track here, you can grab the top right corners and drag down, and that will fade it out. You can also fade it in if you want. That's good enough for me. So then to export it, just click on this rocket, and in the render settings, I like to give it a file name, Screen Studio, 1, demo 1, and I like to do MP4, and do add to render queue, save, and render. And then if you right click or double two-finger tap there, you can reveal the output, and we'll just take a look at it. And there you go. So it's not super polished, but that's the basic idea. Once you've done it once or twice, you can create these pretty quickly.